We can all learn something from the great football coaches. I say in my book, Culture is the Way, I believe that even if you are not a football fan or you do not like sports, I still believe this to the very core of me. I believe if you pick an autobiography of Nick Saban or Bill Belichick or John Wooden, some of the sports coaches that you look up to the most, there is so much gold and so much significance and so much power that can be lived through the greatest athletic coaches. Particularly, there's three. As we're talking about this journey of building culture, there's really three things that I learned from the greatest football coaches that I've had that directly carry over to the business world. And that very first one, it starts with having a burning desire to improve culture. It starts with that burning desire. Hear me out on this. Common sense is not always common practice. This may seem common, but it is not common practice. Culture still to this day is viewed as an afterthought. It's still viewed as a perk. It's still viewed as, I don't have the power to even shift the culture because, yes, I'm a leader, but I am not the COO or the CEO. Or regardless of what that title is, right? It's having a burning desire to impact the culture. Each and every one of us, with how we show up and how we lead and how we treat others and simply how we care, we can positively impact the culture with all of our actions. The second thing that I learned from some of the greatest football coaches that directly applies to us as business leaders is not just managing people, but truly building people up and coaching people. Even though in the game of football, there's a head coach. The greatest coaches I've ever had or known or experienced, just because they had the title, I'll tell you this here right now, they are not the greatest coach, and I am not the only one just deeming them as the greatest coach. If you go ask some of my teammates, they will say the exact same thing. But none of us players are saying that coach directly massively impacted my life because it was simply the head coach, because of what their title said they were. It was because how they showed up each and every day and poured into the lives of each and every one of us as players. They're not just handing directives down and saying, go execute on that. They're saying, this is what we're going to do, and immersing themselves in that, and they're leading the way. They're actually going first. Great coaches, they don't just manage people and issue directives. They coach people and build people up. And lastly, they generate and bring positive energy daily. Because something that we as leaders, we need to continuously remind ourselves, every single person on your team, every single person in your organization is watching every move that you do, even if you think that they are not. Every single person is watching every single move. So the greatest coaches that I ever had, they understood that I cannot control every event in my life, but I certainly can take ownership of how I am going to respond to each and every event in my life, whether positive or negative. So these three learning lessons we can all take away from some of the greatest football coaches in the world, particularly the man Terry Hetner that impacted my life in so many profound ways. And this is really the jump start to help get us in this position to even start talking about culture. One of my other favorite coaches, the late Bill Walsh, who really set a precedent and a standard of excellence for the 49ers organization. Any 49ers fans in here? Got a one right here. Tough loss in the Super Bowl. Man. But this right here sums up the importance of culture. And when I talked about those lessons from football coaches, this is it right here. They understand that you do not build a world-class culture overnight. The reason why culture is neglected by so many leaders is because there is no instant gratification. Champions behave like champions before they are crowned champions. We as leaders, how does that relate to us? For us to successfully execute our digital transformations, for us to successfully inspire our team members for a compelling vision of the future, we have to first start behaving and practicing and preparing like that before we even think about achieving that desired outcome. That is culture.